Hey guys, I'm back. Damn, it's been a while. You were like wondering, Mitch, did you think, Manga X, didn't you like post a video not too long ago? Well, I didn't really, technically. That video is from my second channel, which I decided I'm just gonna post just different stuff on my main channel. Like, I'm gonna just post those videos every once in a while, and then like do other videos because I want to use that channel for something else. My channels are going through a whole evolution now that it's just it's just been a hassle, to be honest with you. But on all of that, this what if I've been wanting to do this for so goddamn long, bro. Y'all niggas don't even know, bro. I've been wanting to do this what if for at least like 4 months now, but I keep putting it off because it's such a monumental what if, and I don't really post it or talk about it that often. And I'm like, I want it to be great, and not a lot of people watch it. But I know there's some of my videos a lot of people don't watch sometimes. But I want people to watch this. I'm gonna hype this up like the whole week, and hopefully you guys watch it so I'm gonna post it on Friday. So it's currently Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday today. It's Tuesday. So yeah, we turn on Friday. If you can get it the same day, calm down, nigga, because I'm recording another video for that so I can put it on Monday because I realized recording videos that like putting them out the same day is a little bit of a hassle. And that's why I posted the what if go back thing. But it's part 2 of that is coming out just now. Don't worry about that. But let's just get into it. I think this is a very long one. I'm gonna palm my fan, but I don't know if like the room is hot. Let me just move it a little bit. Yeah. There we go. So let's get into the video. You see two boys on the water standing. One in a dark blue shirt with white short pants with a bandage around his ankles, and black hair and beating red eyes. The other on the opposite side had gold blonde hair, blue eyes, whiskers on both of his cheeks, a orange and blue shirt and pants. The rain was falling. With every raindrop, the water below them rippled. Both of the boys panted. As the second went by, it was just like they were still, unmoving. The boy with the yellow hair took a deep breath, and then the other boy closed his mouth. And then they ran, with fists connecting to each other, both of them hitting their faces. So the punches landed. I don't know if I explained that right, but the punches landed. We skip forward to see both of them on a stone face. Well, not a stone face, but the middle of a stone face. The waterfall right behind them, looking at each other. The boy's deep blue eyes, looks at him, almost glowing. Looks at the person in front of him, the person he wants up, the person he sees as a friend and wants to save. Clenches his teeth. They are now sharp. His eyes are no longer blue but red now, and a cloak surrounds him. Naruto, this person known as Naruto, says, "Come on, Sasuke. Just come back to the village." The other person on the other side, now known as Sasuke, looks at the boy, and if a face of not really caring too much. He looks at him with narrowed eyes and with narrowed eyes. And clenches his teeth. He says, "You know what my answer is." Pause, guys. I'll be right back. I'm out. Sorry, I'm out. Anyways, Naruto crouches down, and in his hand, a blue aura forms. But then he puts his other hand over it, and that blue form turns a purplish color. The boy in front of him crouches down and does a few signs, and a black and a white chidori forms in his hands. But that's not the only thing that's changed. His appearance has now changed, with his skin becoming darker, and with wings jutting from his back, and his eye, and the iris, but the white part of his eyes turned black. In a second, in a split second, a raindrop hit the ground. When both of the boys clashed with two attacks. A black orb formed around them, with both of the techniques colliding, and one not being stronger than the other, it just imploded on itself. And a black orb formed around them, and white cracks started to appear in it, and then an explosion happened. Skip forward. Naruto was on the ground, looking up to the sky, trying to figure out where he was, until he looked around and he realized he couldn't see. His body was numb. He didn't know what was happening. He couldn't move until he saw a white figure right next to him. He couldn't see what it was, but he had a staff behind him that one looked like a crescent moon with something shooting out of it, and then the other one looked like a sun, but it's sketchy with a sketch, like how you draw something when you're in kindergarten. Naruto looks at this figure, but before he could say anything or try to say anything, it grabs his guts and pulls something out, and then Naruto just fell into an abyss. Now, we skip. A boy in a straw hat and a red vest with short jeans pants, with sandals on his feet, just punched a decapitated head of someone, but it wasn't dead. They were just floating in the air, and kicked him in his nuts, and they began to fight back and forth until the fight finally ended. And like that, something fell out of the sky, hitting the ground with a big crash. When the fight finally stopped and everyone went over to look at it, the townspeople went over to look at it, and they saw a boy in an orange jumpsuit wearing an orange jumpsuit with blonde hair. They couldn't see his eyes because they were closed, and he was presumably knocked out or dead, who knows. And so some villager decided to go pick him up because he looked like a kid. So they didn't want just to leave a kid behind just because they didn't know what it was. Naruto. They got closer and picked the boy up and carried him into one of the hospitals. The hospital wasn't like a big white building or had the state of art, but it was just a kind of nursing home. It was weird. It was not a big place, but it was kind of modest. So the people put Naruto on a bed and shoved up so all sorts of stuff to him to revitalize him. But when they soon found out that he was one alive and perfectly fine, he took no fall damage from the drop from the sky, which from they didn't see him before this, they don't understand because they didn't see him before. That means he was way up in the sky, and they only saw him when he was crashing down. So he was up there. He was all the way up there for a while, then dropped straight down. No one saw him get up there. So everybody's kind of confused and kind of worried. So, I've so they just sit that way there, sitting right there. But some people talk about what happened to the boy, and it got to the guy in the red vest and short jeans pants, and and to the man with moss hair, and to the orange girl, or the cat burglar, as they know her as. So they come to see. So all these people come to see Naruto, this boy that fell out of the sky. It's a weird thing to see, so you can understand why people want to see it. So the boy Luffy, which you all should figure out at this point, Luffy comes to see Naruto, and he looks at him. The guy doesn't really look that much older than him, or maybe even younger. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, Naruto is at least kind of around Luffy's age. I know at the beginning Naruto was like 16, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. So, do what that as you will. I don't care. Your mom, how about that? Like, just saying. Let me cook, okay? Anyways, what's about that? So Luffy looks at him with kind of a off expression. He doesn't really find him interesting that much, but he is interested in how he fell out the sky though, and he really wants to ask questions because of that, and maybe he's a little interested. So, with all these people being around him, Naruto's ninja instincts kind of kicked in and waked him up forcefully. So he got up, sprung up, and was ready to attack whoever was in front of him, even going as far as throwing a punch at Luffy. But it doesn't really hurt Luffy because, Luffy's made of rubber and blunt objects, and this is not hockey. Doesn't work, which kind of doesn't make sense. But I've seen Luffy got punched. I know I have. So, you know what? I'm not going into it. Luffy's hittable because of plot. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, Naruto realized what he did, and he looks at Luffy and says sorry, rating him. And he looks around, kind of trying to piece together where he is, kind of frantically. And when he realizes he doesn't recognize these surroundings, he tries to run. And granted, because he's a ninja, he doesn't know what places it is. It's not really that safe. So he runs, and he's so fast, no one really saw him left. That he just vanished. And you're like, wait, Kid Naruto couldn't do that. Pause. Kid Naruto can do that because this is Naruto after the Chunin exams, after fighting Gaara, after fighting Sasuke, as you can piece together. So Kid Naruto can do this, and the baby nigga, because you're trying me at this point. So Naruto does that and just leaves. So Luffy still hasn't questions, so he runs after him, trying to figure out where he went. And it takes a while, but Luffy eventually finds him. He doesn't know how, but he does. And so does Zoro follows Luffy after a period of time because that's his captain for now. And Luffy just goes along with it. And Nami goes along with them just so they don't get into any more trouble because she really finds this is gonna be an occurring thing. But whatever. They eventually find Naruto, and Naruto's like trying to figure out where he is, and then he sees them coming, but this time he decides to stay because he could ask them some questions if they're not hostile. And he does ask them questions. So at first he asks them, do you guys know like where I am? And they say, I think, what was that place called? Like they're in the East Blue, I think. I think that's what it's called. He's in the East Blue, and he's in the East Blue, and blah blah blah. Anyways, I can't remember they tell him the town's name. They're in the East Blue and the town's name. And Naruto says, where in the elemental nations is that? And they says elemental nations, kind of like turning their head to the side. And then Naruto says, yeah, elemental nations. And they says, that doesn't exist. At least on any maps it doesn't. And then Naruto turns his head to the side and says, man, where the hell am I? And he says, do you know where Konoha is? They says, what's a Konoha? And then Naruto is freaking out now because no one knows what Konoha is, although he knows that Konoha is the biggest village ever to exist, and no one knows what it is. And he's someplace in the somewhere called the East Blue. Who the fuck names the place the East Blue? Whatever. And he doesn't understand anything that's going around him. And he says, so what about the Uchiha clan? Like Konoha, the Hyuga clan, the Chunin, do you know any of that? And they say, huh? Now at this point Naruto knows there's something up, because as dumb as kid Naruto was, he's not completely ignorant. He knows that there's something wrong. So Naruto sits down and tries to ponder what could happen. What is happening now? So, but Luffy doesn't understand Naruto, what he's trying to do. He's asking weird questions, but he doesn't say anything. And then Luffy says, you want to join my pirate crew? Naruto looks up at this question and just like turns his head to the side, mirroring how the other group was before. So Naruto says, what's a pirate crew? And they look at him kind of weirdly, because everyone knows what a pirate is. And pause. So the thing I feel like Naruto wouldn't know what a pirate is because we've never really seen a pirate in Naruto, or people that really travel by sea, because everybody can walk, so a ship is not really needed all the time. So like, I don't guess they would be pirates, obviously, but I don't think that they would be as prevalent for someone like Naruto that barely reads books, or no, he doesn't read books, to know about. So me personally, I don't think Naruto would know what a pirate is. Other people in Konoha might, because they actually pick up a book and read it, but I don't think Naruto would know what a pirate is or anything like it. And if you think he does, just add it up to this is a fucking what if, so don't really take it that serious. Anyways, so they explaining and explaining this concept to Naruto, and then Naruto pieces it together. He's in an alternate dimension where everything's wish-wash and rubbish, and he needs to get back. So his first start of action is to get a machine and go back to his universe, and all he has to do is wish for it, because this is bare nonsense. So Naruto places his hand together and says, I want the time machine. Or wait, not a time machine. Travel through space and time magic, or whatever. And he says this out loud with both with Zoro, Luffy, and Nami looking at him like he's a weirdo, and nothing happens. And Naruto opens his eyes, and there's no machine there. There's just the three people that were there before. Naruto is just, yeah, I thought so. So Naruto gets up and yells in the air, "Why does all this stupid thing happen to me?" And he just calms down. He actually believes the fact that he's in another universe, but he doesn't know what's going on here. So Luffy says again, "Do you want to be in my pirate crew?" And Naruto looks at him and finally answers his question, and his simple answer is no. And he walks off. So Naruto is pondering what to do, and he thinks he should stay on the village, but he doesn't know how the villagers are, because villagers are never a great thing for Naruto. So he doesn't want. So at first he thought about staying here, but then he realized that might not be a good idea. So he makes another course of action. Makes another decision to not do that, because he's not an idiot and he's not trying to die today. So let's do this. So Naruto, after a while, gets on the boat and tries to go out to sea, but just like Luffy, he doesn't know where the hell he's going, and he eventually sees a straw hat going into the direction he's going. So instead of catching a boat, he just decides to run to the ship, which he realized he should have done earlier, which is not a good idea either, because when he runs out of chakra, which would take a while, he's just gonna fall in the water, and he's gonna have to wait a while or either drown because of fatigue. So it wouldn't be a good idea for a normal ninja. That is, he'll probably get forward to the point where he gets to the island, but who would actually try to do that? Anyways, Naruto runs to the ship, runs to Luffy's and their ship, which is not the Gillamari yet. It's just a normal ship they took, and hops in, like grabs on and jumps onto the ship, and asks them if he can come with them. And Luffy says, "I thought you didn't want to join my crew." He says, "I still don't, but I just need somewhere off of here, so I'm just going with wherever you're going until I can figure out what to do." And he just sits down, and Luffy says it's alright, and Naruto just sits down, and they go on their journey. Which is, so then the guys just start talking, and Naruto is talking about, they're talking about their lives while East Blue on Luffy, and Luffy tells them about his brothers, since the conversation came up about family because of Naruto, because he asked them if they have any family or anything, or parents, and Luffy starts talking about his family. He says he has a brother, he has his grandfather, he's never met his mother or father actually, which Naruto connects with him on that part, because he doesn't know his mother or father either, and Luffy does say that he knows he has. Wait, no, he didn't say that. He doesn't say that. He said he did tell him about his grandfather, Garp, and Naruto looks at him and says, kind of like how me and the old man were. And then Zoro talks about, my father died at some point, and my mother, I don't feel like talking about her. And that's all he says. So Naruto says, kind of reminds me of Sasuke, but for some reason a little bit better. Anyways, so he looks at Nami, and Nami says, "I had a mother, but she's... No, what? You don't need to know that. I have a sister though," and yada yada. So they ask Naruto about him and his parents. Oh, he says, I have no one. I don't have a mother. I don't have a father. I don't have a grandfather. At one point, I thought I just spawned out of the earth for real. So, and the mood kind of changes after that, because that's kind of depressing. But Naruto cheers up and says, "That's okay though. I still had all my friends back home." And then he gets sad because he doesn't know when he's gonna see them ever again. and that it hits him that he might never see them again, and that's sad for him. So Naruto, when he's pondering on that, they reach the ship that Shanju was on. No, they don't reach there. Yeah, they don't reach there yet. Ooh, damn. They reach the Fusha village. Is it Fusha village? But I need to know the names of these goddamn places. Anyways, this the place where Usopp was. Now they go to Usopp, and they go to where Usopp is, and everything happens to Ganon to where they meet Usopp, the Usopp pirates or whatever they are. Usopp pirates, where they talk to the sick girl, and they talk to the butler, but the butler, and everything happens together. But Naruto takes an interest in the butler, or he finds something weird about him. He's kind of deceptive because Naruto's a ninja. He is able to pick up on these things slightly, because we all know Naruto's not that good of a ninja. He can, and for some reason he can feel like this evil intent coming off of him. So instead of everybody leaving, like in Reginald, Naruto stays because he's stuck on the tree, and the butler, boss, the butler, damn, I need to sneeze. The butler sees Naruto still there, and she tells him to get off from there and leave. Naruto says, "You're hiding something," kind of bluntly, and says, "I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna figure it out." And says, "I'm not moving to here until you come in with me." And this kind of eggs on the butler, because he wants to see what the butler would do to him, and trying to egg him out of. Okay, got pause. Yeah, come. Sorry about that, guys. Had to do something. Anyways, Naruto. So he's egging the butler on, and he's just talking to him, like trash talking him, until the butler comes out. And the butler eventually climbs out the window onto the tree and tries to push Naruto so he can fall, and he'll just either break something that he'll just help heal him, and just help get it back to help him with the cast or something, and he'll move on to his way. But when he pushes him, Naruto doesn't move an inch. It's like he's stuck there. So he tries to put harder to push him, but it doesn't work. And the butler eventually pushes him so hard that he falls off instead of him, but he doesn't hit the floor. Naruto catches him by the ankle. He says, "You know what? This is a little boring." He places him down on the floor and says, "You know, you don't have to deceive everyone. It's kind of not cool." And he just walks away without saying much after that. And the butler is stunned. He was stuck to the tree. He doesn't understand it. Is this some type of devil fruit? But he shrugs it off and just walks away. And Naruto finds this old guy, and he tries to manipulate him or something like that. But Naruto kind of snaps out of it. So Naruto doesn't have anything to do with this chakra, but since Naruto's bodily energy is so different from One Piece's, I don't think you would get hypnotized from their normal hypnosis shit. So I think. So what I'm trying to say is that Naruto wouldn't get hypnosed the way other people in One Piece would. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. That's kind of it. So everything happens up to canon after that, with Naruto just being there, and but the only thing that changes is the final battle. So in the final battle, when Usopp says, "I have a thousand men," I think it was a million men or something. He said there was a lot of numbers, He said there was a lot of numbers behind him, and then in where canon he lied. Naruto made an army of Narutos to charge the battlefield, so he told the truth in that situation. Now, everything, the people's fighting, and Naruto decides not to help Luffy with Captain Kuro, but Captain Kuro, he's um, not doing anything. He's not helping Luffy because, you know, he doesn't want to. It's not he doesn't want to, it's just like, he sees Luffy has handled it by himself, so why would he go and help him? So, whatever. And Luffy just goes. And Naruto, but before Luffy, they go to like arrest Captain Kuro and everything. Naruto stops him and says, do you want to like let him go, or like?" And everyone looks at Luffy like he's stupid. No, looks at Naruto like he's stupid, and Naruto says, "I don't know. I feel something. I don't know what it is, but deep down, I can see him being a kind person." And he looks over to Usopp's future wife or something, and he looks at her and says, "Am I right? He did talk about how he was such a kind person before. I don't think all of that was an act." And she looks at him and says, "I don't think so either." Because you have to understand that throughout the time, Kuro was really honestly taking care of her. When he could have killed her at any point, realistically, if he got to and just made it look like an accident, he still decided to help her for sickness and all of it. So, kind of. So Naruto raises his hand, raises his hand and says, "Let me help you." And Kuro doesn't change. He doesn't change immediately because sorry about that, guys. I was doing my. Anyways, so so uh, so 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 um what else? What else? Oh yeah, so Kazuko doesn't really off the bat just help Luffy, not help Naruto, because why would he? Like Naruto instead of just proving to him that he was good, Naruto just but he realized this is an scapegoat, so he doesn't get sent to Impel Down. So he takes Naruto's hand and decides to help him in whatever he wants for now, because who knows how strong this kid is, because he couldn't push him off a tree and he made thousands of himself. So what could happen next? So in both fear and for his life, he takes Naruto's hand, kind of scaring him onto Naruto, making a unofficial crew for Naruto. So they do this, and Naruto takes Captain Kuro's ship that he saved, and it's canon. that didn't get like destroyed. So Naruto saves it and whatever it is. So he does that and he saves the Captain Kuro ship and he takes it. But instead of just like leaving and going in a separate way, he still decides to follow the crew. And you're asking like, why doesn't Luffy like go onto Naruto's ship that he's took from Kuro? And Kuro's also on the ship, and he's the one who's stealing the ship because he knows how to do it, and that's why he's doing it. But Naruto doesn't know how to do it, so he's not doing it. And he could just like just hit the ship into a rock or something and destroy it. But again, he's like fearing for his life because he doesn't know what this kid can do. He basically took on an army of thugs by himself, using just by himself. So he doesn't know what else this kid can do. So he didn't find it really sensible. Remember, Kuro is the smartest person, well, the second smartest person that came from East Blue. That's including Nami. So he's smarter than Nami. But even right now in the canon, he's still smarter than Nami. So he's smart enough to realize that Naruto might actually beat him, or he doesn't know much about him to outsmart him yet. So he just decides to bide his time, or just, if not, survive for real, or run away at some point because he doesn't know how strong Naruto is. And yeah, and you're asking like, why doesn't Luffy just come on to Naruto's ship? Is because Naruto is not a part of his crew, and why would he go on the ship of another captain? Because he now sees when he recruited Captain Kuro onto the ship, and he brought him onto the ship, he saw that Naruto was becoming a pirate captain, and he understands now why he doesn't want to be on his crew. And the reason is because Naruto doesn't want him on his crew because he wants to be the captain too. And then he equates it to being, they can't be two captains, there's only one. And Luffy pieces together saying Naruto's a captain of a crew, or he's gonna become a captain of a pirate crew. So he doesn't go on Luffy's ship. And when Nami talked about it, he says, I'm not doing that, we're doing this. Because now wait, they have to go and marry at this point, so they didn't even need the ship. So I'm sorry. But now they take that ship. So yeah, that doesn't even make any sense anymore. But so Luffy thinks Naruto is a captain of a pirate crew now. Yeah. So they make it to the Baratie A. I finally figured out what it was. It was the Baratie A, and get onto the Baratie A, and they still have food, and like the whole thing with Captain Morgan happens, and Naruto doesn't help Luffy because again he saw that Luffy had it for real until he started losing. And then he got back again, so he just didn't do anything. So he was going to help him though. And then, Mihawk came. Yeah, that's all I did to say. So, but he did try to help Zoro, but Zoro told him to stay out of it, and that his battle, and he needs to be the strongest in the world, the strongest swordsman in the world. So don't help him. And Luffy took this to heart and decided he's not gonna help him. So for now, Naruto's just like a sitting duck for real. But no matter of that, let's get into the second arc. I'm on tricky shit. So after that, they go off to Nami's village, and they do that. And everything goes canon. To be for real. Like the whole, with Nami stealing the ship, the only thing is that they got there on Naruto's ship, not really anybody else's, but they got there on Naruto's ship because Naruto decided to help them out. But the whole time, Luffy was standing on the edge of the ship because he didn't want to encroach on Naruto's space because the respect he now has for Naruto. Because even back then, because because Luffy still thinks that Naruto's a captain. So why does a captain have to help another pirate captain? Because for real, he could just like decide to like destroy them for real. But they don't do that. Wait, pause, guys. I'm missing something. I'm missing the arc. Oh no, I'm not. I thought I was missing the arc. So I thought where the execution arc, I was missing that, but I did not, because I did not miss that because it happened after Nami's home thing. So I didn't miss that. So okay. So he doesn't. I don't miss that arc. I didn't miss that arc. I thought I did. It's just a little slip up, guys. It's just a little slip up. Anyway, let's get back into it. So everything happens to get in canon, but Naruto spends more time with Nojiko, trying to figure out what happened. As a ninja, he tried to gather information, so his best bet was getting information from his sister. So she finally spills what happened, and that Nami's not really betraying them, or she has no choice. She tells them about the whole slave thing, but Naruto doesn't tell this to Luffy or anyone. He just gets up from when he heard it and marches to where Nami and the shirt guy. Damn, I cannot remember that nigga's name. Repop. Oh damn, I can't remember that nigga name. Oh, Repop Kisame. I mean like dollar store, cause I think it came before Kisame. Dollar store Kisame for real. Dollar store Kisame. And he bounces in there, and just instantly, when he sees all like the fishermen, there's no surprise on his face, but he's surprised, but he's not focusing on that, because he's angry right now after hearing everything that nigga has done. But Kuro followed him. Kuro doesn't know why he followed him, but he followed him to where he was when he saw him get up. And Nojiko also followed him when he got up too, because they felt this weird aura coming off of him. Like this, him being angry is weird for them. So Naruto just makes the clones and just starts walking. And he walking straight for the shark guy. Yeah, that's gonna get old at some point. Naruto walks calmly towards him, but when he gets to the halfway mark, he just disappears and appears right in front of him and punches him in the face. Naruto then, when the shark guy looks at Naruto and like spits out and like looks at him, he looks at him and his eyes aren't blue, they're red with a slit in them, and says, "You vile monster." And before the fish guy could even spew another word, Naruto punched him again straight in the face. And Arlong, that's the name, damn. He punches Arlong right in the face, and he spits out a tooth, but we all know, let's reroll another one. And he punches him in the face. For real. He punches him in the face, and pause. He punches the fist guy in his face, and the tooth comes out. But that he doesn't just below his teeth grows, and he punches Naruto off of him. Because remember, Shishima has like incredible strength or something. But Naruto gets back on his feet and goes for another punch, but he blocks it and tries to hit Naruto, but Naruto blocks that punch and hits him another. Then Naruto like grabs from his pouch and like takes out a kunai and puts it in his hand and like charges forward. They go fist to fist for a while until Naruto finally uses his shadow clones to go deal with them. At this point, the whole shot, they talk to Nami and the Straw Hats are there. So Naruto's clone had just been holding off the all-along pirates. Not a pirate. I don't think they were pirates at this point. The all-along like brigade, and oh yeah, they are pirates. They've been holding off the all-along brigade for a while now, and just like dealing with them. So he doesn't really answer that. So he does that, and Naruto's like still fighting all along, and he takes out after a while. He uses his shadow clone, and he uses the shadow clone and just like to jet him towards Arlong, and then creates a Rasengan and plants it in Arlong's gut. Arlong, they both get shot back, and Arlong gets up, and he's bleeding internally, and blood comes out from his mouth because he's bleeding internally, and he's coughing because he's bleeding internally, and he just looks at Naruto and asks, "What did you do to me?" And Naruto just looks at him, not saying a word, because they're in the building right now, and he starts laughing and just says, "Whatever, I'm a fish man, and you're a human. There's nothing you can do to me. Even if you have a strong level fruit." And Naruto looks at him and was like, "Level what?" Because he doesn't know what a devil fruit is. And Arlong looks at him like, didn't know what that is. And Naruto's at him like, what the fucking devil fruit is? I mean, he just like, you know what, says, I don't care. And he just goes on to fight Arlong again, throwing blow after blow. But this time, Arlong can't block for real. He's taking these punches. Anyway, he just like blocks Arlong, and then but Arlong can't even like he tries to throw a punch, but it's not even that fast anymore. Like for the bleeding internally that happened because of the Rasengan, he's getting weaker and weaker. So every punch that Naruto throws for real, he can't throw it back. So after a while, Arlong just goes down. But he doesn't stop there. Naruto doesn't stop there. Arlong tries to hit Naruto with a sorry, pause. Naruto, like, after he sees Naruto's knocked out for real, he just like he sees a paper or a blank paper and looks over, and for some reason it would just call into him, and he looks at it and he would just goes over, and for some reason he just started writing something. He doesn't know what he was writing, but it was small kanji, very sloppily written, and just put it out, and he writes these kanji for no reason. And he tries reading them, but it's just a bunch of random words. And like when he tries to read them again, like a flash of like blinding light hits him, and he sees the memory of him being in that void and the white figure appearing, and it like snaps him back into reality. But this gave Arlong enough time to pick up his like shark weapon thing. Yes. Guys, so pause for a bit, guys. If you don't know this guy, so he's the guy with guy XXI, right? The guy XXI, and he's recently came back to making what ifs, and I'm so hyped that every video this nigga puts up because his videos are always just a slap. To be honest, I haven't watched his Sub-Zero again because I'm gonna watch it eventually, but his original Sub-Zero, I don't know how his Sub-Zero 9 was gonna get, but his original Sub-Zero, GOAT tier. I'm just saying, me personally, I love the guy. I'm gonna put like I'm gonna put a description, not description. I'm gonna put in the description below. I'm gonna put his channel there. Go guys, go check it out. It is so fucking cool. Like, I swear. Don't tell him that I sent you guys, but like, damn, this nigga cool for real. He gold. Matter of fact, you don't need me to shout him out. Like this nigga is a golded for real. But enough on that. I just stopped rapping, and all that happens, and he just like Naruto just like goes off for real. He goes off, and Arlong picks up his his shark sword, and it was going to hit Naruto. He was going to hit Naruto with it, but Naruto in an instant just swings around and puts the paper in front of him, like almost like an instinctual thing, and he blocks it with the paper, and the paper started glowing, and Arlong got absorbed into the paper, and Naruto was like, "What the fuck just happened there?" But the whole Arlong is gone, everything. So Naruto sees these books on our navigation. So Naruto, after the battle is done for a bit, he just does whatever and says, "I don't want this place being around anymore. It's caused a little too much damage." And he gets some paper tags that he has and like places around the place. But he takes all the books and tries to do the same thing that he did on the paper and seals all the books and stuff into a scroll. This is low tier, but but this time is not a reaction thing. He's trying to replicate what he wrote on the Arlong paper, and he absorbs all the books into it, and he channels chakra into it, and then all the books just go into the scroll. But when he tries to do it with the paper so he can get Arlong out of there, it doesn't happen, because he tries to like get Arlong out of the paper, but it doesn't work. So he's kind of stuck in it, but he still carries the paper around. And yeah, for real. So after all of that, Naruto goes down goes down to Nojiko and says, "I solved it." And Nojiko, in tears, just looks at Luffy and just looks at Naruto. Damn, looks at Naruto and smiles and says, "Thank you for saving my sister," and hugs him. And Naruto smiles, and she pulls off from hugging him and blushes a little bit, and then she kisses him right on the lips, dead smack. And when she's finished, Naruto is shocked with like a red blush across his face and says, "When everybody's gone and goes to sleep at night, come to our house and check me out." She smiles, a mischievous one, and just walks off. And Kuro, that actually was helping in the battle, walks over to Naruto and says, "Shh, look at that. That's a fine piece of ass." Naruto looks at him and says, "You're right." And they just go off. And everyone parties because of the defeat of Arlong. And like, everyone like goes to sleep after a while. But Naruto remembers what Nojiko said to him, and he goes to check her, and he enters Nojiko's bedroom, and Nojiko's in the bed, naked. And she heard when the door opened and turned over from her side, licking Naruto in her eyes. She had a blush on her face, but you couldn't really see it because of them being in the dark. She took off the covers and walked to Naruto, her feeling the cold wind upon her body, her nipples hardening. She looks at Naruto, and Naruto looks at her. Naruto looks at her body, her skin. It was darker than Nami's, but that didn't put him off. Her hair was a beautiful blue color, and she had a tattoo, but it didn't wear it out. It kind of made her look even more sexy. She had an hourglass figure, which he figured that most of the women here have, and he said in his mind, Jiraiya would love this. Her chest were big. That's all he could say really. Her chest were big. Her bottom half was all shaved. But then Naruto lingered on that. Her bottom half. He saw it leaking, and he's been with Jiraiya long enough to know what that meant, and that kind of got him excited, both figuratively and physically. And the bulge came into Naruto's pants. Naruto looked at Nojiko with a kind of lust in his eyes, because Naruto is a teenager and he's never really had female contact or really cared any about the female stuff until he met Jiraiya, and the only person he cared about is like flash-chested Sakura. So he's been lacking for a while, for real. And he looks at her and he's like, damn. She walks closer, right in front of him, and kisses him again. But Naruto wraps her hand around her waist, around her waist, and they kiss for a while. Then Naruto moves his hand down to her ass, gripping it tightly. Then still kissing her. Then removing his lips and kissing her neck. Then he bites it. He felt this like an instinctual thing to do, and he bites it. Not to the point where it hurts, but it does sting a little bit. Naruto then moves his hand from her ass down into between her two slits and rubs up and down, and then after a while he slits both of his finger in. When he did this at first, it made a very squishy sound, and Naruto kind of giggled. But when Nojiko didn't stop. She didn't let Naruto down, and reached inside of his pants, grabbing his member. When she felt it for the first time, she glazed her hands over it, trying to find the edge. She grazed for a while. It was nothing more than a second, but it felt longer than she would expect it to be, and to the point where she was grabbing for a while. And she finally looked down, and all she could think in her head is, he's a horse. And that's all she really cared. That's all she thought about, but she like wandered off for a bit and never really cared. And just started eating his meat for real. Naruto then went back to kissing her, which she didn't oblige to. Naruto dragged her to the bed and climbed on top of her. Naruto, he was getting so hot and bothered that he decided to do something else. He crossed his hand into the cross shape and created another shadow clone. But this shadow clone didn't have his pants on, because Naruto didn't have his pants on. And he grabbed Naruto, the villain, grabbed Nochiko by her thighs, and the other shadow clone went above her head. Naruto then used his member to slide between her slit, going up and down, and then finally thrusting in. Naruto bent down to bite her on her neck again. And then the other Naruto used his member and put it upon Nochiko's lips. Nochiko separated her lips and grasped Naruto's full member in her mouth. They went on for this for like a while, like at least an hour, because that Uzumaki had that great stamina. Anyways, that happened, and the night, and they both go to sleep. So the next morning comes, and they go off for they go off, and Naruto heads back. So everything after that happens to Ken, and they head back to the ship. And that's it, guys. Like, that's the end of the video. I finished the Arlong Arc, and if you guys think that here it is gonna be like they'll be tagging along with the Straw Hats now, I promise you I'll be coming out with original technique on the movies. Damn, that's weird. That's weird for me to say. Because I have that creative, I'm a creative guy. I'll just make up whole new arcs. I'm gonna use the movies. I'm gonna make up whole new arcs. I'm gonna put all these twists and turns in it. And now I'm gonna use the movies. And like all this, I'm gonna do all this different shit. I'll be the next extra order for real. I'm gonna use the movies. Anyways, guys, but I think that's it. That's kind of it for real. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys had like a great time. I don't have any other announcements. I'll be doing JJK with it. I'm gonna show you a few more videos. Not videos. I'm gonna show you some like JJK what ifs now, bro. I'm gonna got you for real. Yeah. What if Yuji could copy Curse Energy? I know. I'll pull out with the gay shit. But you know, Maki's gonna come up with for that, because let me see if I can find the thumbnail for you guys. It's not there. I'm trying to like get other things for you guys, and what is that? What if they could? Oh yeah, what if they had 9 powers? Will be coming out like next week, I guess. I think. Don't hold me on that, because I'm an ass sometimes. What is that? What the fuck is that? Anyways. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Damn. I'm kind of stupid. Anyways. What if Issei was a spirit, was half spirit? I got you with that clean nigga. Well, you know, I always got you. So, and I got this for you, bro. I got this for you, bro. Bro, I'm gonna hit you with the heat for real, right? I'm gonna hit you with the heat for real. So, I'm gonna get you that, guys, in a bit. I'm gonna get that for you. And yeah, you're gonna have an enjoyable night watching it, because Yushi gonna get cold for real. Like, it's not gonna be instant, like he's gonna become like Maki. He's gonna be cold, manipulative. It's gonna be a slow process, but when he does become like Maki, when spoilers, when Megami becomes Super. I'm sorry, I don't know what I said. Damn, I spoiled for real. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of my recording. It's an hour. This is the first hour with in a while. But that's for it today, guys. It's been good to see you for real, but I'm out for real.